The room buzzed with the low hum of conversation, a sea of voices blending into a rhythmic tide as professionals mingled, their badges glinting under the soft conference hall lights. Alice, a 24-year-old graphic designer, adjusted her black tank top and scanned the crowd with a quiet intensity. Raised in a small Midwestern town where her love for art clashed with her family's insistence on a stable career, she'd escaped to the city, turning her sketches into a freelance lifeline. Yet, the pressure to prove herself often left her restless. She wasn't here for the keynote speakers or networking. She'd been dragged by a coworker who swore it'd be good exposure. Her fingers fidgeted with the hem of her jeans, her mind drifting to the half-finished canvas awaiting her at home. That's when she saw Helena, 22, a software developer with a cascade of dark hair and a nervous energy that made her stand out. Helena, a first-generation immigrant from Eastern Europe, had taught herself to code in her family's cramped apartment, a refuge from a childhood marked by her parents' constant arguments. Now, clutching a coffee cup like a lifeline, her eyes darted between the slides and the strangers, her heart pounding with the weight of proving her worth. Their gazes locked, and Alice felt a jolt, like a brushstroke of unexpected color on a blank canvas. Across the room, Sophia, 26, a confident marketing strategist, noticed the exchange. Raised in a bustling urban neighborhood, Sophia had honed her charisma to mask the sting of a college friendship that ended in betrayal, driving her to build a career where she controlled the narrative. With a playful smirk, she approached Alice, striking up a casual chat about the event's lackluster snacks, stale bagels and watery coffee, and coaxed her toward the coffee station where Helena stood. "You look like you need a rescue," Sophia teased Helena, her voice warm and disarming. The three laughed over the presenter's monotone delivery, bonding over shared disdain, and exchanged numbers with promises to stay in touch, a spark igniting among them. Weeks later, late-night video calls turned into a deep connection. Alice sketched Helena's profile from memory, her pencil tracing the curve of her jaw with a tenderness that defied her solitary past, each stroke a quiet rebellion against her family's disapproval. Helena shared snippets of her coding projects, algorithms that solved real-world problems, her excitement infectious as she explained them to a captivated Alice, a stark contrast to the silence of her early years. Sophia became the glue, organizing meetups at cozy cafes or her apartment, where their bond grew amid steaming lattes and shared playlists. But beneath the laughter, a tension simmered. Alice and Helena's glances lingered, their hands brushing accidentally, then deliberately, during movie nights on Sophia's couch. Sophia noticed, her heart a mix of joy and a quiet ache, her own unspoken feelings for Alice stirring beneath her supportive facade, a secret she buried to protect their friendship. The turning point came during a storm. Rain lashed against Sophia's windows one evening, the power flickering as the three huddled under blankets, a half-watched film forgotten. Helena, her usual shyness fraying under the storm's intensity, leaned closer to Alice, their shoulders pressed together. "I've been meaning to say something," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the thunder. Alice turned, her breath catching as Helena's eyes searched hers, reflecting a vulnerability she'd hidden for years. Before words could form, Helena closed the gap, her lips brushing Alice's in a tentative, electric kiss. The world narrowed to that moment, the warmth of Helena's mouth, the rain's rhythm, the stunned silence that followed. Alice's hand found Helena's, squeezing gently, and they pulled back, foreheads touching, both trembling with the weight of it. Sophia watched, her chest tightening. She'd orchestrated this connection, but now felt like an outsider, her hidden crush on Alice surfacing in a pang of longing. "I'm happy for you," she said softly, forcing a smile, though her voice cracked. That night, as the rain eased, Alice and Helena sat closer, hands intertwined, while Sophia retreated to the kitchen, her heart heavy but determined to stand by them, masking her tears with the clatter of mugs. The aftermath wasn't simple. Alice and Helena's new relationship bloomed with late-night talks and stolen kisses, but guilt gnawed at them for leaving Sophia behind. They invited her into their lives more deliberately, planning outings and sharing meals, though the dynamic shifted. One evening, over takeout at Alice's small apartment, a major conflict erupted. Helena, stressed from a coding deadline that threatened her job, snapped at Alice over a misplaced sketchbook, reigniting Alice's deep-seated insecurities about her art's value in a world that often dismissed it. The argument escalated, voices rising, until Sophia stepped in to mediate, only to break down, confessing her own feelings for Alice in a raw, tearful outburst that laid bare her years of silent admiration. The air grew thick with emotion, hurt, love, and fear colliding, but instead of fracturing, their bond deepened into a pact of honesty. They apologized, hugged tightly, and vowed to communicate better, turning the moment into a cornerstone of their trust, a testament to their resilience. Months later, the three decided to move into a sunny loft together, pooling their resources after long discussions about space and boundaries. Alice's vibrant art, bold abstracts and delicate portraits, adorned the walls, a gallery of her soul. Helena's humming coding setup, complete with multiple monitors, filled a corner, a symbol of her hard-won skills. Sophia's marketing books and framed campaign awards lined a shelf, reflecting her journey from betrayal to triumph. Their home became a sanctuary, but challenges persisted. Alice's freelance gigs brought financial strain, Helena's perfectionism sparked arguments over shared responsibilities, and Sophia struggled with occasional loneliness, her role as anchor sometimes feeling like a burden. Yet, they faced it as a unit, leaning on therapy sessions and late-night heart-to-hearts to navigate their unique family. One golden evening, as the sun dipped low, casting a warm glow across the loft, Helena pulled Alice close for a confident, unhurried kiss, her earlier shyness replaced by a steady love. Sophia, standing nearby, snapped a photo with a smile, content as their anchor, her camera capturing the moment as a celebration of their journey. Their love, a tapestry of passion, friendship, and resilience, now glowed with a shared future. Laughter filled their home as they planned a gallery opening for Alice's work, a coding workshop for Helena's immigrant community, and a bold marketing campaign for Sophia's career, their dreams intertwining. On the balcony, under a starlit sky, they clinked glasses of sparkling cider, toasting to a love that had grown beyond expectation. Alice's family, once skeptical, began to visit, slowly warming to their unconventional bond. Helena's parents, softened by her success, sent care packages, bridging old wounds. Sophia's old college friend reached out, seeking forgiveness, and she found closure, integrating that healing into her life with Alice and Helena. Years later, their loft remained a hub of creativity and support. Alice's gallery show sold out, Helena's workshop inspired a new generation, and Sophia's campaign won an industry award. They adopted a rescue dog, a scruffy terrier named Pip, who bounded between them, a furry symbol of their unity. On a quiet night, as Pip slept by the fireplace, the three sat together, reflecting on their path, from a chance conference meeting to a love that defied norms. Helena rested her head on Alice's shoulder, while Sophia squeezed her hand, their laughter echoing into the night, a family forged in courage, care, and an unbreakable bond.